China's pollution problems are well documented. 3 decades of industrialization and fast growth have left the country badly polluted. For a week last month, Beijing's pollution was 18 times above the accepted levels defined by the World Health Organization. The Chinese media, citing a recent government-related study, says the cost to the environment is about $230 billion per year, or roughly 3.5% of the country's output or GDP. President Xi says pollution is the biggest challenge, and the government recently unveiled a new plan to spend $277 billion to fight pollution over the next 5 years. It will also be giving foreigners an opportunity to invest in that fight. Air pollution is not the only concern, also the ground. That's led to a lack of safe drinking water for hundreds of millions of Chinese. Local authorities are hoping a new technology will help. Peng has more.
The industrial city of Tang Shan produces more than 500,000 tons of sewage every day. Half of that is dangerous industrial waste from coal and steel factories. At the front line, trying to deal with the problem are the city's water treatment plants.
A decade ago, our plant could only collect a third of the wastewater. The rest went into the rivers and polluted the environment. Recently, we've invested heavily and can now collect over 98% of all wastewater.
Kong says the first step is to sort out larger waste items so they don't damage the processing lines. But the water remains highly toxic even after the initial treatment. The plant has set up giant sewage settling tanks, inside which they use microbes to trigger a series of biochemical reactions, turning the unwanted materials into sludge.
The water is largely clean now. With a few more steps, it can go back into rivers. But there is a bigger challenge. What do we do with the sludge?
The sludge is a combination of toxic materials and microbes. It creates a deadly odor. Authorities say turning it into safe fertilizer requires a sophisticated chemical cleanup process.
This is the industrial area, the economic heartland of Tang Shan. The river here used to be heavily polluted, but years of cleanup had finally brought the clear water back. Even the ducklings have now returned to their homes. However, if we take a look across the country, still tens of thousands of towns and tens of millions of people are still struggling with the water pollution.
The government acknowledged the existence of more than 400 cancer villages, areas with high cancer rates mainly caused by toxic groundwater. Both water and air pollution are huge concerns for both the public and the political leaders now convening in Beijing. Many people are now openly saying that growing the economy is pointless if it means basic human necessities like drinking water can't be guaranteed. Peng, CCTV, Tang Shan.